Hey, this is Michael with Digital T-Shirt Shop. So the other day I was at work and one of my employees at my day job told me that he likes drawing. He's an artist. And the first thing that came to mind for me was, oh my goodness, if I was in high school, which this kid is, I would love to make money and have something like that where I could use my talents as an artist uh, and make money without having to go sit at a job every day. And I started telling him about selling T-shirts online, and I was articulating it to him about what a wonderful opportunity it would be for somebody like him, being young. I think he's a senior in high school. He's going to leave high school. He's going to go to college. He's going to be in college for a number of years. That would, all he has to do is he has to just start putting things online now, and over time he will be selling and making money off of those things. And even when he can't work because he's so busy in school, or he's busy doing finals or having to crunch, what he's created online will actually be making money for him. So I thought I would sit down and I would do just a little tutorial on starting a free t-shirt business. So really, it does not cost anything to do it. It's just a matter of time putting it on. Now, can you really make money doing it? Absolutely, you can make money doing it. I have um, a Cafepress account that I make, money on it still every year, every month of every year, and it sits idly, and it has sat idly for probably 4 to 5 years, and I still keep making money on it. Um, these sites can be set up and they can be utilized and sold on, and product added to them. But really, the success of it is dependent upon your ability or willingness to just add more stuff to it. Because really, as I look at it, I think it's a little bit of a numbers game. The more you have on, the more you're going to make. The more you have on, the more customers, the more people that it's going to influence. That the more people are going to um, you're going to hit those little niches that people are interested in buying, and you're going to capture some of those niches. Obviously, there are things that are incredibly popular, and there are things that are just moderately popular. Whether you hit the moderately popular or the incredibly popular, you'll find ways to sell on there, and you'll make money without having to do a lot. So, anyway, so what we're going to do is we're going to jump into this. Now, the first thing that you need is you need a photo editing software. Now, I just pulled this site up right here. Great image editing tools for bloggers. Um, my sister-in-law, the VA virtual assistant, was telling me about some of these the other day. I think the one that she was telling me about was, I think she was talking about PicMonkey and this Pixlr program. And basically, what you want is you want a program you can go in and you don't need to edit a photo. You just need a transparent background, and you need to be able to add text. It can really actually honestly be that simple. There's a little bit of a learning curve in their attempt to be free. They don't have all the user friendly features like maybe cropping and resizing things and the full palette of editing tools at your disposal. Now, even some sites may actually have a built in tool for you actually to be able to create. Some selling sites may have a tool built in that you can create products within the site, but if not, you actually have these sites right here. There's a list of them here, and I don't know this blogging wizard guy, but um, it is a list of uh, mostly free sites where you can go and edit. But the thing I'm most comfortable with is Photoshop and Illustrator. I have those on here. Oh, this is a shirt I was designing for somebody the other day. I'm going to make a shirt and I'm going to say, let's be friends. So I can make this on here and so that I have an image to sell. What's going on here. Hitting the wrong key. And I'm just going to resize it. So I tend to build everything on a 10-inch by 10-inch screen. And then that way, when I go and I export it, I know how big I'm making the image. So in this case, I'm going to go and I'm going to go File, Save As. I'll usually save everything. And I have a clip art folder on my computer that I save everything in. And I've got a test folder down here. And then I'm going to export this. So if I was going to put this on a black shirt, first of all, I should say, if I was going to put this on a black shirt, I would actually make this white. Why don't we just do that for now anyways? Problem here is you can't see it, so you'd have to have a different colored background on your screen or put in a layer that you take in and out in order to be able to see what color that is. I'll just put a layer in here that's a different color. Move that down. So there's that layer. So I'm just going to hide it though. So, and then we'll go File, Export. And I'm going to export that as a PNG. Let's be friends. And then it's going to give me an option to decide how big I want that. I can go in and I can do a high pixel ratio, medium, low. In general, for high resolution, I think on merch by Amazon, they expect you to have it like 4,000 or 5,000 pixels. I can't. My account's still not approved, so I can't put anything on there still. So I haven't really paid much attention to it. In general, I think a 3,000 pixel wide, 3,000 pixels is pretty good. It'll fit on most things. It'll be nice and clean when it prints. So if you think about pixels per inch, if I have a 3,000 pixel image, it's 10 inches wide on a shirt, I mean, that's going to be typically, photo print quality, although they tend to push 350 or 400 is more desirable. But I could, if I wanted it bigger, I could come up and I could say 400 pixels per inch. That would make it 4 times 10, a 4,000 pixel image. So, excuse me. So I'm going to go ahead. I'll just export that. And I want to build a rectangle. And then I'm going to actually come in and open it up in Photoshop just because I want to make sure that for my sake, it's just cropped. So what I'll usually do is I'll just make sure that it's cropped up to the image. On Cafepress, it's best if you want it to fit on everything to leave a pretty hefty border around it unless they've changed their platform to where maybe it'll auto size things now. But in the old days, they wouldn't size things. Okay, I got like get my finger off of there. Crop. Okay, so I'm going to save that. So I've got an image. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and I'm going to set up an account. I'm just going to do Zazzle.com. So we're going to go into Zazzle and I'm going to sign in. First time to Zazzle, I'm going to create an account. Oh, I don't know if I want to do Zazzle. I forgot they got like a whole hefty thing about setting up your account and having to jump through hoops and we're going to go over here. We'll go to Spreadshirt. They gotta. So what they do is Zazzle will go through and it'll take you step through step setting up an account, and they want you to have so many images, and they want you to have all these profile things set up, and so many categories, and all this stuff. I'm not going to jump through all those hoops. So we'll go over to Spreadshirt. We'll do it on Spreadshirt, and what we're going to do is we're going to register a new account. And I'm going to use digital t-shirt shop at latterdaybrands.com. I'm going to register. Your email's been sent to log in. So I'm going to come over here to my emails. Confirm my account. Click here to confirm. Set up a password. And let's see here. Let's just come up with a password. So this is a brand new account that I just made. So this is hopefully showing you just how easy it is to set something up. So now what I want to do is I want to sell. Sell on here, sell on the marketplace is really what I'm going to do. Now I'll come in later and I'll set up all of the account information. So what I have to do is I need to make sure I've got a profile in here. I need to make sure I have, probably a logo, come up with some sort of a little logo. I'll need to put in just, link my bank account to it and then confirm the bank account so they can actually pay me, and a few things like that. But overall, actually just setting up to be able to sell on here is generally not that difficult. So let's see here. I'm in clip art and I'm down to put it in this test folder and let's be friends. So now Spreadshirt, and I'm still getting a little bit used to it because I haven't spent enough time on it, is they've kind of changed their format to where you used to have to upload the image and then you had to go and manually put it in the marketplace and manually make a product and manually put that product in the marketplace. And the way they've changed it, I believe, is they've kind of simplified all those steps of manually putting it in the market, manually putting the design in the marketplace, and manually creating a product, and manually putting that product in the marketplace into one package, to where you don't have to jump through all those hoops anymore. So there we go. We've got Let's Be Friends. Choose your product for this design. Okay. And it looks as though I've got everything selected here. And then I can come up here and I can give it a name. Let's be friends. Okay. Tell your bestie. Is that how you'd spell it? Or anyone else. Let's change that. Let's do something. Let's say, let's be friends. I want to be your friend. Be my friend. Starting to feel a little bit like Mr. Rogers here. So, and I am not Mr. Rogers. So let's see. Let's go down here. Letterboxing. Let's go. I don't think you need let's go. Let's see. Let's be friends is a tag. Word friends to be a tag. Best friends. Take up. My friend. Besties as well. Friends. I'm separating each thing by a comma. It looks like that's as many. I don't know. For some reason, that's maybe best friends. I've got it on there already. So what did I say? What did I say? Best of friends. Anyhow, so you can put up to I don't know, probably like 25 tags in it. So basically, you want to put in tags that you think anybody searching for is going to actually find this thing. Then we'll say next. And then I've got to, I believe, pick a markup price. So how much do I want to make off of each of my designs? So when you talk to them, so it'll adjust the prices of the shirts here. If I go up to $2, it's going to make it an $18 shirt. If I go up to $3, it's going to make a, on the low end here, $20 shirt. It's funny about me printing these. Sometimes I see these prices and I go, oh my gosh, who would want to pay that much? Because I would prefer to sell them for less. But then I look at my own business and I go, God, if they can sell them for $20, I should be able to sell them for $20 and make more money off of everything that I sell. I'll tell you this, you're not going to make a lot of money selling everything at $1 a piece. You're probably better off to do 2 and 3. If I had my choice, I would want to make $5 off of everything. The problem is that you're going to sell fewer of them. So, what's kind of the sweet spot? I believe they say on here that if you're selling it for over $3, your commission for over $3, it's going to be a lot harder to sell it. Now, the other problem you have on here is you put your designs on these platforms, and you do run the risk of a lot of people copying it or taking it and improving it or finding ways to do the same thing but better or whatever the case may be. um, and there really isn't a lot of control over your individuality, especially when you're just throwing random text on something. So you probably would be better off. I'm just making some assumptions here. You're probably better off, uh, just picking $2 or $3 and just making something off of it. But when you're looking at this, you're making money off of shirts and mugs and whatever else they're putting these things on. Some of these sites will sell it on ornaments and dog tags and underwear and mugs and stickers and wall plaques and I mean all sorts of things. I mean, there's a real uh, array of things that they're sold on. We can just scroll down and see. So, but again, you can price yourself out of it. So I'm just going to pick $3. And you can see kind of what that does to some of the pricing. Some buttons, $11.99, dog scarf, phone case, mugs, bags, everything. So we'll do that and we'll say create and just enter your name and address so you can get paid. So we'll just put in my name. We'll go like this. We'll add it. Actually, my company's name. Zero West, that's my return address, so I guess it doesn't really matter. 4062, United States, Utah, Cedar Hills. Now, they do this a little bit differently. So this would be, um, let's see, north 4680 west. Oh, I'm going to put this in slightly different. Yes. So the other thing is that, so I've got an item on there now. Now, other thing is that Spreadshirt does a little bit of an approval process. So you have to put your design on there, and I think that it takes about a day. Usually overnight, the next morning, I'll look at my email and then it'll say something's approved. So the items that you put on there are not available the very day that you put them on there, but they are available the next day. So in this case, I don't know how long that took, but in just a few minutes, we went in and in Illustrator, we created a design. Then we went into Photoshop and we just cropped it, a little bit of editing in there. And that's typically when you look at Photoshop and Illustrator, Illustrator is great for getting nice, crisp designs because of the vector format of the program. However, it's really difficult to control the size and shape of things within Illustrator. It'll oftentimes export things with borders and sizes based even with invisible things that you have hidden in the background. It'll include those in the actual size of the export file. So having Photoshop or some sort of graphic program you can kind of crop that in with is ideal. Where it takes the pixel based part of it and you can pull it into the actual number of pixels that you want uh, the photo or image to be. Then we went into Spreadshirt. We started from scratch with absolutely nothing in there. And I actually did that right here. Uh, we actually signed up with an account, just put it using an email address. We validated the account. We took our image, put it in there. We uploaded it. We gave it a description. We gave it tags. We gave it a commission, and we told them who we are, how to pay us. And I believe what the sites like this typically do, and you'd want to go in and you'd want to look at the account information, and what it would end up doing is at a spot, and you can actually go and look at statistics and things too. I'd need to go in and actually look and see where it's at and everything, but when you go and you look at how you get paid, they are going to have um, bank details in here, and and so you could put in PayPal, you can put in your bank account. You'll need to put in some tax information. You sell so much stuff, they're going to want your social security number, or EIN, or something of the sort. So if I put it under my business, I'm going to use an EIN on it. You can create a showroom, where you personalize your account. And then typically they'll wait till you've accumulated so much money and then they'll pay you. If they're going to write a check to you, they're going to $50 or $100 usually before they'll send you a check. And then basically you are on your way. So setting up what this was just a short tutorial on how can I start making money selling t-shirts online, and it was just that easy. So most other accounts are just as simple, whether it was Cafepress, whether it's Zazzle. Now, Zazzle, like I was saying earlier with Zazzle, their user friendliness of their site walks you through this whole setup process. But kind of the problem I've had with that when I sat and did it back a month ago or so is that they want you to go through like a much more in-depth setup process, uploading multiple categories and multiple images. So you got to just come up with some other stuff to get it all fully, completely set up. Um, and then I think it was like 5 categories and 10 images or something like that. And we're not going to go through all of that. And I think it would make it just a little bit more confusing. But this was very simple. So, again, how long will it take us to start selling on here to sell a Let's Be Friends t shirt? I don't know. It could take a day. It could take a few months. It could take 6 months. It could take a year. I don't know. Um, I know I put some little images that my daughter drew on Amazon, and was it Amazon? I don't remember what site we put them on. Etsy. Might have been Etsy. I don't remember. We still haven't sold any of them, and it's been about a year. But they were images that she drew. They weren't popular phrases or anything like that. I'll guarantee you, can guarantee you, the more you put on, the more you will sell. And so if you want a way to make some extra income, a easy way, and, again, it is you get what you put into it. So, I mean, if your designs suck, you'll sell some. You may not sell a lot. If your phrases suck, you will sell some. You may not sell a lot, but you will sell some. You will make money from it, especially the more you put on. Because really it is a bit of a numbers game. The more you have, the bigger footprint you have, the more people you're going to cater to, the more interests you're going to target. And then the other thing I would just warn about, a really easy way to get your account suspended or terminated is copyright infringement. So just because you see a really great idea that somebody did doesn't mean you should copy it or mimic it or straight up use that image. People will go around and they will police their proprietary content. um, a phrase like this, "let's be friends," for the most part could be uh, universal. Anybody could use it, I would think. I don't know that anybody would have "let's be friends" trademarked or anything like that. I mean, it wouldn't be difficult to go see. You just go look up, go to Google and say, look up USPTO trademark search. And then you look for the test. We'll just look right here. No, that's not what I wanted, but no, here we go, test. Okay, and then a basic word search, and I could come up and maybe look up "be friends." I could say, oh, I don't just look up "let's be friends." I could go search and see if somebody has it. "Let's be less than friends. Let's be friends with benefits." Friends with benefits, and you can see over here they're dead. And then you have some other things here. "Let's be friends." Those are all dead. So that nobody appears to have that specific trademark. The only trademarks on here are "Two Strong Dudes Moving Family." Friends can't be found. And "I'm different, you're different, let's be friends." Now, their trademark, this person's trademark, may be that whole phrase. "I'm different, you're different, let's be friends." But they have I guess you get, if it's a live trademark, you're going to see the date that it's registered, and it's going to have been more than 6 months ago. Sometimes it'll show that it's live when it's in the process of going through an approval. until it's rejected, and then it'll be dead. Or the trademark was not renewed, and I think it gets renewed at 5 and 10 years or something like that, every 5 years. So, anyways, so that would be the only thing there. And uh, what is it? For example, I came across one day, I can't remember the exact words. Was it good humans or be a good human or something like that? Good human. Let me take out B. Good humans. Good humans. There's a company that does the humans t-shirts, and I can't remember what their name was. Anyhow, I had posted one of theirs, and I'm not seeing it right here, but I had posted one of their. Um, it actually knocked it off. And they called me on it, and I had to pull it down. I mean, they were on me the very next day. Good human. Maybe it was Raise Good Humans. Maybe that's what it was. I don't remember exactly. I'm not seeing it on here, but anyways, they came and said, "Look, we've got that trademarked. No copyright on it. Maybe it's a copyright instead of a trademark they've got. So this is a trademark search." But anyways, they had that, and yeah, I ended up pulling it down. I didn't want any trouble with it. And normally these sites, if somebody has it copyrighted or trademarked or something like that, or it looks as though it, like for example, a friend of mine from my old neighborhood, he was doing some of this, and he was going and he was knocking off anime characters. Well, they terminated his account for knocking off these anime characters. Now to him, he's going, "Hey, I love this, and oh, I'm really good at drawing it." And so he drew it and put it on there, and they were really good at terminating it, and they terminated his account. So now, periodically, you're going to have something that's copyrighted and trademarked or whatever, and they're going to pull it down. Just the fact that you have that isn't necessarily a problem. It's when there's a disregard for it, in the sense that everything you do is copyrighted and trademarked. They will cancel your account. So anyways, for them, it's not worth the trouble of having to go and keep policing you and your content. So try to find things that are clearly in the public domain, or you clearly drew it yourself and it's clearly your original content. And it's an easy way to make some money. It's an easy way to start a free business from home. Now, one last thing is, I told you I'm using Photoshop and Illustrator. I use the Creative Cloud because I use it for my other business and all the stuff that I draw and design. It's kind of expensive. It's about $50 a month. Uh, but if I wanted, all I would have to do is set all this up and have my Creative Cloud account, and that Creative Cloud is my only expense that I would have, because none of this other stuff costs anything. So really, it's an easy way to make money. It's an easy way to set up a free business, because there are free options for doing the designing. And there you go. I mean, and actually, one thing I didn't tell you is I'm showing you uh, with just simple word phrases. You could create your own drawings, your own original content. You could take photographs. You could be uploading photographs to put on shirts and on mugs and things like that. They could be pictures of people's faces. Now, if you do pictures of people, you do want them to sign an agreement that you have the right to sell or distribute that image, because they could turn around and they could come and want some sort of compensation for that, or sue you, or any number of things. So if you're going to take pictures of random people, make sure you get a signed agreement that you have permission from them to use that in the way that you want. um, dogs and cats and landmarks and landscapes or anything. I mean, really, the sky's the limit as to what you could take photos of and put on products. Um, and so there's lots of opportunities out there, and really, you're only limited by your own imagination. So I'd encourage you, if you want to start your own business, this is a great free business. It does take time. Again, I'll tell you, it does take, again, it's a numbers game. And to put a lot on, it takes a lot of time. But the upfront time that you put in will pay off in the long run as you start selling and you start generating some revenue and see the types of things that start selling. And as you discover what starts selling for you, focus your efforts and those locations. If you notice that shirts about friends sell really well for you, make more shirts about friends. Find other friend phrases, come up with other friend phrases, come up with other friend style shirts, and see if you can maximize your sales and that little niche. So there you go. Again, this was Digital T-Shirt Shop. It was kind of a bit of a, ended up being a long tutorial because I'm a little long-winded, but it shows you that there is a free way to sell and make money on the internet right there. So thank you. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.